Guys, the only thing I can really tell you from my age perspective is just laugh at yourself every day. Sometimes I'll just be myself and I'll just laugh at myself. I'm thinking, wow, why would I do that? Why did I do that? So you just got to be lighthearted about things. If you're over 70, let me ask you something. Do you ever lay awake at night, not because something hurts, but because something is out in your mind? Things you don't always think about, things that you not even tell your kids. Today, I want to talk about what many seniors over 70 are thinking about. Not to scare you, not to depress you, but to say something important right up front. You're not strange for feeling this way. You're not weak, and you're definitely not alone. I'm over 70 now, I'm 74, and these are the real thoughts that crossed real minds. Let's talk honestly. Let's talk about number one, losing independence. That's probably a big one for me, and especially I don't need help to do hardly anything at this point. But there will come a day when I probably will need that. It sometimes happens in your 60s, 70s, sometimes in your 50s. But certainly, the older you get, you will lose some independence. So one of the biggest worries is losing independence, not being able to do the things the way you used to. You're needing help tying your shoes, needing help getting out of a chair, needing help driving. It's not the help itself that hurts. It's the loss of control. We spend decades being responsible, raising families, working jobs, making decisions. And the thought of losing that weighs heavily. Sometimes I sit around and I think, what's it going to feel like losing my independence if I live long enough? And nobody wants to have to ask a neighbor, kids, somebody from church to help them get through life. It's just something that the independence part weighs heavily on a lot of people's minds. Falling and what comes after. A fall isn't just a fall anymore. After 70, a fall can mean broken bones, hospital stays, or rehab, or never quite getting back to where you were. I have fallen on my e-bikes and e-trikes at least 3 or 4 times now due to balance issues. I may just be standing over my e-bike and lose balance. Happens. But now that I ride e-trikes, I don't have that issue anymore. So transitioning between e-bikes to e-trikes was big for me. Again, I have an e-bike and an e-trike channel. You can find a lot of my videos on eBike Nation. You will see me reviewing a lot of trikes that companies send me to review. So take a look at those. Many seniors don't say it out loud, but they're thinking, what if I fall and I don't get back up? The same. That fear alone can stop people from walking, riding, traveling, or even going outside. Health uncertainty. Another worry is health changing suddenly. So far, I have not had that happen at all. I see gradual changes now that I'm 74, but suddenly things can happen to where you may need that help. So don't be embarrassed. Don't be afraid, guys. If you've got family members, if you've got church people, friends, or if you've got just neighbors, you need your help. And that's why I stay kind of close to my neighbors and don't cause any problems for them, because you never know someday that you may need them. Some days you feel fine. The next day something's different. New medications, boy, I can talk about that one. I went from 1 medication to about 3. I take a couple vitamins that are medications now because I was getting dizzy and things like that. But new medications do happen. New doctors, new diagnosis. And boy, I can relate into that one too. Because I had an EKG done about 4 years ago at my doctor's, and he thought something was maybe wrong. He said the back of your heart don't look normal. To make a long story short, I went and had ultrasounds and all that, and I wound up fine. Could have been just a misdiagnosed by my family physician. But he did the right thing and had me go see a cardiologist. So yeah, and the hardest part, not knowing what's coming next. The uncertainty can be more stressful than the condition itself. I have to agree with that. Memory and mental sharpness. Here's the one I think has hit me pretty good. Almost every senior worries at some point about memory. Forgetting a name. Walking into a room and forgetting why. Losing words mid-sentence. I've done that a lot. And I've also walked out to my garage and forgot what I went out there for. So yeah, that happens quite a bit. I can go to the garage and have my glasses on, and I'll be looking all over for it. My glasses are on my head. They're not on. But I'll be looking all over the house. I'll be looking in the garage. What did I do with my glasses? And my wife will look at me and say, duh, they're on your head. Is this normal or is this something more? Even small lapses can cause big fear. Driving, when is it time? And I hope this one never hits me, because I think that when people lose their driving privileges as a senior, that really bothers them more than I think anything. That is the first step, I think, that us seniors think about, that once we lose that privilege, that everything else will start falling, that will fall into order as far as getting old. So that's something I think is big for people. Driving is freedom. So when eyesight changes, or reflexes slow, or confidence fades, the question becomes, how long should I keep driving? Stopping too early feels like giving up. Stopping too late feels dangerous. And nobody wants their kids making that decision for them. I have to totally agree. My sons are in their 50s, and I hope they realize that I can't drive as well as I used to, and hopefully that I'm able to recognize that as well. But you don't want your kids telling you that. And also being a burden. This is big for me and my wife. We talk about being a burden to our kids, or anybody else for that matter. It's just something that you just don't want to be a burden in life. That's when I think a lot of us seniors think it's time to give up. And that one cuts deep. Many seniors quietly worry, am I becoming a burden to my children? Even when kids say, Mom and Dad, we don't mind. I remember telling my dad that when he was in the assisted living place before he passed away, that you took care of me your entire life, you and Mom, and now it's time that I give back. Now, I didn't have a real close relationship with my dad in my adult life. He remarried another person after my mom died, and I just didn't get along with her real well. Not that I didn't get along with her, she smoked very heavily, so it was hard for me to do visits in her house because I don't smoke. So those are some of the things that when my dad needed that help, I was there. I've changed my dad's diapers before. It's not pleasant, but you know what? That's what you do. Honor your mother and you honor your father. So yeah, the worry is still there. Not wanting to ask for help, not wanting to interfere, not wanting to cause stress. Another big item is money lasting long enough. Even careful planners worry about money. Inflation, shrinkflation, medical cost, unexpected repairs around the house. The thought, what will I have? What I have will be enough until the end. It's not about luxury, it's about security and dignity. Where will I live? Another important factor. Staying in your home feels comforting, but stairs get harder. Fortunately, I'm still in my starter home. This is going to be my finisher home since 1977. We have no stairs, so that we got one little stoop to get out off the to the driveway, and we got a couple stairs on our front porch, but that's it. And then we're able to get up and down from there. So stairs do get harder, I can tell you that. Bathrooms get risky. Maintenance gets exhausting. And then comes the question, how long can I safely stay here? The idea of assisted living or moving can feel overwhelming, emotionally, financially, and mentally. Loneliness and loss, those are a couple big items as well. One of the quietest worries is loneliness. Friends pass away, social circles shrink, kids get busy with their own lives. Even when surrounded by people, you can still feel alone. Grief doesn't stop at a certain age. It just changes shape. So I can highly recommend to you guys as a senior that you get out and enjoy life. If you can ride an electric e-bike or an electric e-trike, I highly recommend you do that. And that's why I say visit my channel and watch some of the videos. I have an e-bike community that surrounds me that are my age and like-minded riding e-bikes and e-trikes. And I think if you stay busy doing that, take walks if you still can, take hikes, just keep your body moving. Get off that couch, quit eating them ho-hos and them potato chips, and get out and get some exercise. A body in motion stays in motion. A body is at rest stays at rest. That's a true story. Feeling invisible or irrelevant. Many seniors feel like society moves on without them. Technology changes fast. Culture changes fast. The world feels louder and quicker. And sometimes you just think, does anyone still listen to people my age? Had a conversation with my grandson in church. He was on the worship team. And I asked him, why don't you guys play the older music, hymnal music, some of the old stuff 5 or 10 years ago? And he looked at me and said, Grandpa, we don't play that kind of music anymore. So I think a lot of seniors sometimes leave churches because of that, because they still want to read out of a hymn book. It's old school, I get that, but for when you get to be our age, past 60 to 90 to however long you live, those are important things that we still want to see in churches especially. So I think a lot of times seniors leave church because they do feel like they're left alone. A lot of times my church actually has a game night for seniors where we can go meet at a restaurant and play games, board games, and that's kind of fun. I haven't done it yet, but I've seen some of my seniors at my church are really encouraging me to do that. But I am so full of activities right now with my e-bike and e-triking, my YouTube channel on E-Bike Nation, and just staying busy. Fortunately, my wife and I are still in pretty good health. She has to have a scooter now to get into Walmart and Kroger's and some of the places that are far for her to walk. So I just, in my van, I have a ramp that I get her scooter in and out of so we can get her into the store and she can be out as well. But the feeling of being overlooked hurts more than people do realize. End of life questions. Eventually, thoughts turn to deeper questions. Not necessarily fear, but planning. How much medical care is too much? Will my wishes be respected? Will I have dignity? These aren't morbid thoughts. They're just thoughtful ones. And the legacy, how will I be remembered? Many seniors think, did my life matter? Did I love enough? Did I give enough? Did I leave things better? Legacy isn't just about money. It's about impact. And that's some of the important things to me as a legacy. I was able to own a pest control company for 20 years, and I turned it over to my son, and my grandkids work for him now, so hopefully one of my grandchildren will take over that company. But these are some of the things that you worry about. Reassurance and hope. If you recognize yourself in any of this, let me say this clearly. These worries are just normal. They don't mean that you're failing. They mean that you're human. Life after 70 isn't about fear. It's about adapting, choosing wisely, and staying connected. You still do matter. Your voice still matters. Your life still has meaning. And if you're watching this right now, you're not walking this road alone. Be responsible, but just laugh at yourself, because trust me, if you're not, somebody's laughing at you. So getting old is not for the weak, as we all know. I always thought with my grandparents, when I was younger and my grandparents were my age, why can't they do what they used to do? Now I know what that meant. So yeah, you're not alone. So guys, I just want to close this little video about getting older. Is just part of life. That's all it is. It doesn't mean you can't continue living life. I really do believe after retirement is where life really does begin. You do slow down and smell the roses. Unfortunately, I'm a purpose-driven person, so I want to excel at everything I do, and that's not possible. I just have to be me. I just have to do what makes me feel good, not what somebody else. Don't look at others with all the money they have and all the things they've accomplished and the material things that they've accumulated. They're probably not happy. Studies have been put out on that. Money is not going to make you happy. Well, not money, the love of it is not going to make you happy. What's going to make you happy is to live a life full of richness, full of family, full of people in your life. That's what's going to make you happy. So, yeah. I want you guys to share, leave any comments down in the comment section, questions you may have, what I do. As far as my e-bikes or e-trikes, and I do hiking with my sister still. So get out and enjoy life, smell the roses. So yeah, I'll see you guys on the next video.